Sometimes in life, the things that seem to go wrong are actually leading us to something right. You lose a job, someone leaves you, or a dream slips away, and it feels like the end. But what if it's not the end at all? What if it's life rearranging things for your growth? Let me tell you a story that will make you see challenges differently. In a quiet mountain village, there lived a kind old farmer named Rehan. He wasn't wealthy. He had a small wooden house, a few hens, and a brown horse named Azar. That horse was his pride and joy. Rehan raised him since birth. They shared food, long walks, and quiet evenings by the river. The villagers admired Azar's beauty, strong, tall, and graceful. Rich merchants often came with gold coins, offering to buy the horse, but Rehan always smiled and said, "Azar is not a possession. He is my companion." People called him foolish. "You live so simply," they said. "Sell the horse and enjoy the rest of your life in comfort." Rehan would only reply, "Peace doesn't come from gold. It comes from gratitude." One morning, as the mist covered the valley, Rehan woke up to an empty stable. Azar was gone. Word spread fast through the village. Everyone came running. "Rehan, this is terrible," they cried. "You lost your only valuable thing. Such bad luck." But Rehan stayed calm. He simply said, "Maybe it's bad, maybe it's not. Time will tell." The villagers left, shaking their heads, convinced that Rehan was in denial. A week later, everyone's jaw dropped. Azar returned, and not alone. Behind him were two wild horses from the nearby forest. The villagers couldn't believe their eyes. "Rehan, you're so lucky. You lost one and gained three. Truly blessed." Rehan smiled softly and said, "Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Let's wait and see." The villagers were confused. "How can he not celebrate?" they whispered. But Rehan stayed peaceful as always. Soon after, Rehan's young son, Amir, began training the wild horses. He was strong, enthusiastic, and wanted to help his father. For a few days, things went well, until one afternoon, a wild horse kicked violently, throwing Amir to the ground. His leg broke badly. The villagers rushed again. "Rehan, this is such misfortune. First, the horse ran away. Then it came back. But now your son is hurt. What will you do?" Rehan looked at his son, then at the sky. "Sometimes," he said gently, "the road to something good passes through pain. We just can't see where it leads yet." Days turned into weeks. Amir's leg slowly healed, though he still couldn't walk properly. Then one morning, the sound of marching soldiers echoed through the valley. War had broken out in the kingdom. The king's men entered every house and took away all healthy young men to join the army. Tears filled the eyes of many mothers and fathers as their sons were taken. When the soldiers came to Rehan's home, they saw Amir's bandaged leg and left him behind. "He's no use for battle," they said, and moved on. The villagers cried for their children, while Rehan and Amir watched from their doorstep, safe. Later that evening, one villager came and said with tears, "Rehan, your son's broken leg saved his life. We thought it was bad luck, but it was a blessing." Rehan nodded quietly. "Life keeps moving between joy and sorrow," he said. "But if we learn to trust it, we'll see that even pain has purpose." Time passed, and when the war ended, many young men never returned. The village was quieter, emptier. But Rehan and Amir continued their simple life, caring for the horses and helping others rebuild people. Finally understood what Rehan had meant all along, that life has its own rhythm, and not everything that looks bad is truly bad. So remember this: what hurts you today may protect you tomorrow. What feels like loss may be preparation for something greater. Just because you don't understand the reason doesn't mean there isn't one. Stay patient, stay calm, and trust the process, because every chapter of your story, even the painful ones, are leading you somewhere meaningful. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SoulForge Stories for more tales that remind you to stay grounded, hopeful, and strong. Your journey might not make sense today, but one day you'll look back and understand exactly why it had to happen this way.